Hey everybody, happy Friday! I know so many of you are excited that it's Friday. I see Cindy Rosenberg, Chris, Andy, so funky, likes that music. Olga, good to see you again today. Happy Friday. And in Milwaukee, it's going to be a nice weekend, so we can be out in the yard, taking the dogs on a walk, all kinds of fun things. So I just cannot wait. I'm ready for it for sure. And I just wanted to give a huge shout out. Week 2 of DC Live has been so much fun. So, everyone that's joined me, thank you so much. At the end of today's broadcast, I have a super fun announcement about next week, week 3 of DC Live. I cannot wait to tell you about who is going to be with me. Everyone is going to love it. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Karen. Adam's here too. Love the shirt. People say I brought the butterflies out because it is springtime and it's beautiful outside. So why not, right? Thanks, Mickey. I'm glad you love the shirt. So today, people, I'm talking to two fabulous ladies that I just adore. Starting with my friend Beth with Downtown Milwaukee. She has been called the superhero of downtown. And there is no doubt she is just a delightful person. And after my conversation with Beth about all things downtown and beyond, we are going to talk with Julie, who is the owner of Indulgence Chocolatiers, one of my favorites, and I know a lot of you love them too. Hi, Neil. Good to see you as well. So, as I said, up first is the one and only. She is just so well known around town, and she's been someone that I knew right away I wanted to talk to. Here she is. Hi, Beth.
Hey, David, I love your green room.
Hey, yeah, you've been hanging out in the official green room.
Eating some
You look,
indulgent chocolates.
yes, you look so awesome. It's good to see you on this Friday.
You're so sweet. I brought the flowers and you brought the butterflies, so without even coordinating that. So happy Friday to you.
Oh, well, thanks so much. So, thanks for joining me today. I knew when DC Live started that you, of course, had to be a part of the conversation. And I appreciate you saying yes so willingly and spending some time with us. I know people are just going to love to hear from you. And I have to say, I think that, what's happening downtown and with Bid 21, there's a lot of things people don't know. So, we're going to, I think, educate and inspire a lot of people to get engaged downtown.
I hope so, David. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, just to be for fun, where are we talking to you from? Are you at home?
I am at home. I live just on the edge of downtown, right in the Brady Street neighborhood. Yeah,
Oh,
and my
nice.
house that's over 100 years old. And you're looking at I call it the China Vault.
I love the China Vault. That's so fun. So one of the things that was most curious to me is I, probably like many people watching now, know a lot about what you do professionally and certainly have been following you with Milwaukee Downtown. But, I've been curious because I don't think I even know, like, what got you into this part of your career? And have you always lived in Milwaukee? What's kind of your Cliff Notes version of who Beth is and how you got here?
So definitely, I was born and raised in the city of Milwaukee. I went to Holy Cross Grade School, which unfortunately is closed now, but I'm a product of MPS, Solomon Juneau High School, closed now. But I loved growing up in the city of Milwaukee, and I grew up near County Stadium, now Miller Park, and also raised my kids in that neighborhood as well. So I grew up, making my way around the city, utilizing mass transportation, going to, West Dallas's downtown and our downtown, and taking the bus, and being the granddaughter of grandparents who loved this city and were heavily engaged in the city. So I was really raised in a family that was involved politically, within our church, within our community, within our school system, and I do remember the moment, I feel compelled to talk about it, that I went downtown for my first concert, and it was at Mecca. took the number 10 bus with some of my friends. I think I was 15 or 16, and I think it was Boston and Foghat. It might have, yeah, it was Boston and Foghat. And I remember getting off the bus like for the first time, like not with my parents in the wood paneled station wagon, but getting off the bus and thinking like, wow, our streets are so quiet down here. We've got to do something to liven this up. So that definitely, I don't know if that was the moment that it propelled me to just be part of, creating this renaissance and, engaging all the believers in downtown to really create this beautiful energy and vibrancy. But raised my kids here, two children, DJ Shauna and Justin, and got three fabulous bonus kids and five grandchildren, if you can believe it or not. So just a big
Wow.
believer in Milwaukee.
That is so cool. I love that. So many great history. And you do have such a great family. And I know we're going to chat a little bit more about them in a little bit too. But I just love that. So, a Milwaukee girl at heart and lots of great history there. So exciting. So, this is really cool what's happening in downtown Milwaukee. And of course, a lot of people use the word Renaissance, but I think there's so much more to it. And certainly your leadership and the team that you work with and everything that you all are involved in has had such a critical impact on what's been happening, what continues to happen, and what the future of downtown is going to look like. For those people that might not know, what is BID 21? I mean, to start with, BID means Business Improvement District, but what is BID number 21 Milwaukee Downtown?
Well, we are a business improvement district, and we represent a little less than 2 square miles of downtown Milwaukee, which is less than 3.5% of our city's land mass. But just to kind of put it in perspective in terms of the significance of downtown Milwaukee, we represent over 22% of the city's tax base. So our commercial property owners bring so much value to the city of Milwaukee in terms of the employment. We employ over 90,000 people in downtown Milwaukee. And of course, again, bringing that value and then funding the services our organization provides. We're very focused on engaging believers and leaders in the community to make downtown a competitive environment where we can retain and attract businesses and where we can continue to focus on creating a quality of life environment. So we're funded by those commercial property owners. There's about 500 of them, and we've been around now for about 22 years. Very focused on quality of life, clean, safe, friendly, economic development, and of course, having lots of fun.
That's so cool. And you mentioned the 500 commercial property owners, 150 blocks. It definitely is a big area. And one of the things that I want to make sure that during our conversation, we hear from people about what is your favorite thing to do in downtown Milwaukee? Post your comments below because we want to see what you guys love to do in downtown Milwaukee as Beth and I continue our chat. So that is so great about what the bid is all about. Now, some of the things that we all see out in front of the public are what you call your core projects. What I love this, the public service ambassadors, Beth, I just can't tell you. They are so fun and
Yeah.
such great people. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Well, I love them. I love each and every one of them, and they're so committed to the work that they do for our community. I refer to them as our walking concierges. They're the individuals that you see, great examples out there, David. They're in the blue shirts, and they are really out there to help guide you and assist you. They're beautiful, smiling faces, and they know everything that there is to know about downtown Milwaukee. And as you can imagine, during this time, we've actually pivoted what some of their responsibilities are. And they've been very, very focused on not just being there to answer questions and concerns, of course, while they're physically distancing, but also they've been very engaged in wiping down high touch surfaces and sanitizing high touch surfaces and just being really aware about how important it is to create an environment that is sanitized and that people can feel comfortable in.
Yeah, that's really a good point. So I know that right now, especially, it's getting to be a little bit different, but that is super interesting. I never thought about how those ambassadors now are spending some time cleaning up and sanitizing, and that also probably includes your clean sweep ambassadors. When I see this little green thing running around town, I think it's so cool. Can I take a ride one day?
If we don't tell anybody, you'd have to probably sign an insurance waiver or something. But I mean, you're a fast learner, David. I mean, we do call that that's our green machine, and our clean sweep ambassadors are amazing. And I know that you know it too because you bring a lot of guests to visit Milwaukee, and people are always astounded at how immaculate our downtown is. And it really is a tribute to our clean sweep ambassadors. They are out there as we speak right now. They're out there. We call it our spring cleanup, but summer cleanup. They're engaged in super block cleanups. We have that green machine that you just showed your guests today. And then we, believe it or not, we have little wands where we literally remove every single piece of gum that is left on the sidewalk. Please don't spit your gum out on our sidewalks. We wipe down everything. We keep everything shiny and neat and clean and sanitized. We pick up litter from the curb and the gutters. We empty the garbage bins. And now they're pivoting as well. Typically, we're just in the sidewalk area, but now we're actually going through our Milwaukee County parks areas, having a little bit of a stronger presence on our Riverwalk areas, making sure that everything is clean and again sanitized and creating an environment that everybody is really comfortable in.
Yeah, they do such a great job. They really do, and always with a
Thank
smile
you.
also. And you guys are hard at work also beautifying the landscape too, right?
Yeah, we are so thrilled. Our landscape ambassadors do an amazing job. So we plant all of the flowers up and down Wisconsin Avenue in the planters on Old World 3rd Street, the beautiful hanging baskets. Of course, they're not really lush right now, but as the season goes on, they're just full and lush and bright and beautiful, and they do such an amazing job. And then, of course, on a regular basis, those flower beds and flower baskets have to be maintained, they have to be fertilized, they have to be weeded, they have to be watered. And our landscape ambassadors, take really great pride in what I call softening and brightening the edges of downtown.
I love that. Softening and brightening the edges. This is a program that I thought was really interesting of one of your core things that you all work on, and that's the graffiti removal. I was reading some facts about it, and I think that there have been over 17,000 graffiti tags removed by this team alone. That's incredible.
So they're awesome and amazing. And I like to message out there, sorry taggers, we don't like to leave your tags up for very long, so please go somewhere else. We really pride ourselves
Yes.
on getting those tags off of public and private surfaces within 24 hours, and we have really created an efficient way of doing that. We use power washing, we use soda blasting, we use paint matching if we have to, but we are determined to keep our downtown bright and clean and shiny. So please, taggers, take your graffiti elsewhere.
Elsewhere. We don't want it downtown. But
Unless
that
it's on
team
your
does.
style.
Yeah, that team does a great job too. I love those are just such great core projects. And you mentioned how some things have already shifted with the impact of COVID-19. Certainly, and this is where so much of us have already felt the impact and started missing some of the events that have been canceled and postponed. I know from your website, which I encourage everyone to keep up with, MilwaukeeDowntown.com, MilwaukeeDowntown.com, because there's always updates on events that are either postponed or canceled and new things happening too. And everything we've talked about and we'll talk about today, so much of it you can find on the website. But in terms of events that have canceled or postponed, what has been happening?
Well, I think we see every single day the unfortunate side effect of this health pandemic and how it's now created an economic crisis. And I know we were all really sad yesterday when we saw the announcement about State Fair being canceled. But on the flip side of that, I was really excited that also yesterday was the announcement released that Sculpture Milwaukee is going to continue. So
Yes.
that's a fabulous, fabulous announcement. And I know we'll talk about that as well. But as it relates to events being canceled, we have postponed Downtown Dining Week and we have postponed Downtown Employee Appreciation Week. But I think, like so many of us, David, we have really found ourselves doing a deep dive into what can our new approaches be? How can we be innovative? You know, we've got the physical distancing going on, right? But what can we do to still continue to have that community connection? And so, of course, we're seeing it so much with what, for example, what you're doing here and what the Milwaukee County Historical Society is doing and what the Milwaukee Art Museum is doing and what the Pabst Theater is doing. I mean, tonight you can see a concert of Sarah Evans live that's going to help support the Pabst Theater Group employees. And so, yes, we've had cancellations, and it's sad and it's devastating, and it is really an economic drain on so many people and so many great businesses. And we can all find ways to support them in a different manner, many of which there are resources and ways that you can make an impact on the community on our website to support some of those businesses, whether it's curbside pickup, whether it's buying gift cards. You know, you can make contributions to arts and cultural institutions that really, really need our love and support right now as these cancellations are occurring, to make sure that we keep them alive and vibrant as we move forward into next year's events.
Yeah, that's so true. There are so many new, clever ways to still support people. And I think that Sarah Evans live stream tonight is definitely worth checking out. But like you said, I am a huge, huge Sculpture Milwaukee fan. I love, love, love it. And I've been waiting for the official announcement that it's on. So Sculpture Milwaukee is stretches from the lakefront all the way to the Wisconsin Center. Convention Center on Wisconsin Avenue. And it is June through October, right?
Yes, it is. Yes. And this year, there is a historic Third Ward Sculpture Milwaukee component as well. So I will hats off to Sculpture Milwaukee, their leadership, Brian Chupper and his team, and the executive leadership of Sculpture Milwaukee, because they really saw this as an opportunity to dig deep and bring this event forward. I know they're still looking for support and sponsorship, but they recognized, gosh, Milwaukee really needs something to happen. We need something to still move forward, right? And something to look forward to. And we know being outside is a really safe place for us. So I'm grateful. Sculpture Milwaukee will be bringing over 20 globally recognized sculptures to downtown Milwaukee in the historic Third Ward. And as you said, David, they'll begin installation in June. Unfortunately, there will not be a large public kickoff event or in-person docent tours, but that team has been so innovative and so creative. They're going to be doing a lot of events, like we talked about earlier, virtual events with some of the sculptors, some of the artists, some of the galleries, engaging the youth in our community and helping people get connected to arts and culture and having those conversations. And of course, you can go out and safely, physically distance, go for a walk. We're going to have some placements along the way where people can be reminded of, responsible code of conduct with social distancing, all while keeping in this beautiful outdoor art exhibit. So thanks so much to the leadership of Sculpture Milwaukee, because boy, Milwaukee sure needs something great to look forward to.
Oh gosh, I'm so excited. I have to give a quick shout out because a friend of mine from Nevis, the Four Seasons in Nevis, is watching us, Beth. So I want to say hi to Errol, and I'm going to be back there in February. So I'm excited to see all of you.
Hi, Dale.
Yes, and also hi to our amazing friend Sydney over at Marcus Hotels and Resorts. She's watching us, and I always love to see her on pop up. So, but yes, regarding Sculpture Milwaukee, I'm so happy about it. And like you said, it's outdoors. There's definitely ways to be safe. I'm sure you guys will have reminders and signage, and those ambassadors will all be a part of that too. And remind me, are they different each year?
Well, we have a few returning, some that have remained. The Roxy, the tree, the Carlos Rolon that you see, the beautiful floral sculpture that you see in the Chase Plaza in Waterman, Wisconsin.
Oh,
You see the beautiful home at the foot of Wisconsin Avenue. But then we always mix it up and bring new sculptures in. And I'm really excited because this year the team was able to negotiate keeping the sculptures a little bit longer, even past October. So as hopefully things get better as it relates to
mm.
getting close to finding a vaccine, we can continue to go outside and take those walks and enjoy some of this beautiful sculpture. And I know it's going to be really exciting as we watch some of these new pieces come and as they're being installed in downtown Milwaukee and in the third ward.
Yeah, that's so cool. One of the things that I do love about it is watching the installation. So I encourage people to, really start following when they're being installed, because that's part of the fun of Sculpture Milwaukee. So I'm excited about that. The other thing is holiday lights. This is one of the biggest things that your team produces every year. And people are already commenting what's their favorite thing to do downtown. And many are already saying holiday lights. But this is down at Pure Marquette Park typically, right?
Yes, it is. It's typically our holiday lights kickoff extravaganza where we showcase Milwaukee's phenomenal talent and we utilize the help and energy of the community to flip the switch for holiday lights. And we give free jingle bus rides, and there's cookies and there's cocoa. And it really just kicks off a great 6-week season to the holidays in downtown Milwaukee.
That's so cool. So we'll be watching for news about holiday lights, which is typically November 19th through January 1st. So check the website and social media for more updates on holiday lights. But such a good job on that as well. Now, virtual engagements. This is something that is really, really, of course, important now. But I know that I believe the Tunes at Noon is a lunchtime concert series that is happening virtually July 2nd through September 10th. That is something people can find on your website, right?
Yes, it is. And we're really excited that we didn't have to cancel it. And again, it took, Gabe Yeager and our team, and with the help and support of the 411 building and PNC Bank, really figured out a way that we could live stream and not have to cancel these concerts because we know how important it is to continue to support our local musicians as well as our local artists. So I'm really glad that we've got sponsorship that will still be able to support our local musicians and then also bring great music to all of you through a virtual stream.
Yeah, it's such a cool program. And
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. It is such a cool program. And other things you mentioned from some of our other downtown friends, Milwaukee County Historical Society, Summerfest, 88.9 Radio, Milwaukee, PBS, all doing really cool things virtually and ones that you can find on your website. But it's cool to be engaged virtually. And do you think some of this will carry on past the COVID and quarantine time?
I do. I think it will. I think that we have figured out a way that, for those people who can't get out of the house, maybe as we get back to the new normal, I think it's really nice because, I think about like my grandmother in her later years in life who loved arts and culture, but she just didn't have the mobility, and then there are just some
Mhm.
people who just want to couch surf a little bit, but still feel connected. So I think the things that we're doing virtually are really testing our creative juices. And I've never really been a fan of this. I've
Yeah.
always thought, like, come downtown and let's connect and let's be in person and I'll give you a hug and thanks for being here. And you realize, right, we're all being challenged and we have to do things in new ways. So um, I think it's here to stay, but I sure hope we get back to being together physically again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, these community projects that your team does too, I am so in love with, especially what you call the project of Key to Change. And
Oh,
this is so incredible. And honestly, I've seen downtown, these are kind of the units that are downtown along the streets, but I really didn't know much about the program. So this is intended to assist the homeless population. Tell us about this amazing program.
Yeah, David, this program goes back several years. Actually, we launched it in 2017 with amazing, amazing partnerships with the City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, Milwaukee Police Department, District Attorney's Office, Milwaukee County Housing Division. And we have created what we call the Community Intervention Team, a team of people that really look at how can we collectively help end chronic homelessness. And Key to Change was launched to help us elevate awareness of chronic homelessness and to really bring attention to individuals who are less fortunate than we are, individuals with high acuity mental health issues, drug and alcohol issues. And we have been able to, through the support of many other business improvement districts and commercial corridors, and philanthropists, we've been able to fund a full-time homeless outreach coordinator position. And I was just on a call with her this morning. Her name is Beth Lappin, and Beth is out there, full-time, working with individuals who are less fortunate than we are. And I think, for all of us, even as we're going through this pandemic, you realize no matter how bad it is, there's always somebody else out there who has it much worse than you do. And Beth's work has been an enormous blessing, I think, to the community. There are individuals that Beth has really been able to help get into housing, make sure they're connecting with food, make sure they're connecting with health care, mental health care, transportation, and just letting people know that someone cares about them out there. I'm really excited because we also just this month launched a homeless outreach coordinator position with our public service ambassador program. So Beth is mentoring this individual. It's an individual who is studying to go into social work. And so it's really been a win-win-win-win-win. And it's a great way for us to remember while we're celebrating our prosperity, even as we struggle, that there are individuals out there in our community who need our love and our help and our support. And Key to Change is a great way for us to raise funds to be able to ensure that we continue to provide those services for individuals in our community who are living on our streets.
Yeah, I think this is just absolutely huge and so important. And like you said, perhaps now more critical than ever. Now, can visitors and people downtown interact with the unit? Is like deposit money? Is that what it is?
Yes, it does take coins, but and we do empty them on a regular basis, but it's almost like a billboard to
Yeah,
bring you to the Key to Change
right.
MKE.com website so that you can learn more about it. There are so many aspects and elements to this program, as you can imagine. Again, we partner with Milwaukee County Housing. They do such an amazing job and they are so selfless, but you can choose to fund their endowment campaign, which really goes towards ensuring that individuals will always have a roof over their head. You can choose to support emergency move-in kits. You can choose to support our homeless outreach coordinator. And we also have a selection button now where you can choose to support utilizing funds at the discretion of Milwaukee County Housing for emergency funds as we're going through COVID-19. So the website, again, key2changemke.com, tells you a lot more about what the program really covers on a whole variety of ways with our collaborative partners.
That's so cool. Now, I'm interested in the book too, right? The Adventures of Bob in Downtown Milwaukee. This is
Yeah.
the tale, a tale of tales. Now,
Oh,
this is your infamous daughter, DJ Shauna, and she authored
yeah.
this book.
Yeah, she did author that book. And, it's ironic. It's all about my my lab Bob, who's a girl dog, and we lost Bob last fall, ironically. And the book is to commemorate my late husband, Joe Weirick, who passed away July of 2017 of a horrible cancer. But the beautiful thing that referencing your butterflies that really evolved and transformed out of this is Shauna created this book highlighting Bob and her walk throughout downtown Milwaukee, and then commemorating Joe. But all of the proceeds go to help benefit Key to Change. And Shauna did this as a complete surprise to me. So, what a
Wow.
lovely way to commemorate the memory of my late husband, Joe Weirick, but also Bob, the girl dog, and to really call attention to the great things in downtown Milwaukee. And again, help care for those who are less fortunate than we are through Key to Change. So again, just a really great intersection of wonderful things that I love that are important to all of us. And yeah, that's so sweet. Thanks for talking about that.
Oh, I just loved that, and I think just what Shauna did in honor of Joe and for downtown, and that it helps that project is so great. A really beautiful family indeed. So another cool thing that's happening are the public art, the murals that we have all been seeing and enjoying. I mean, has this not literally changed the face of downtown?
Oh, David, I love it. Don't you love this? Is Emma Daisy Gertel, Westown in Bloom. And for those who haven't seen it in person, go see it. And yeah, and then of course we have Mauricio Ramirez's Heart and Soul. We have our utility box murals. And then just last week we announced that we've got another mural project in conjunction with Hempel Group, the owners of the Avenue and the Second Street Skywalk system. And I am so excited. We also announced Ken Brown, who's a local artist, is going to be installing a mural, and it's called "The Hero in You," and it will be a
Wow.
timestamp for all of us as we uh, begin our pivot into the next phase of recovery. And it'll be a mural that will honor all of our essential workers, our frontline heroes, and even though, again, we've been physically distancing, we've been able to engage the community. And we have asked for people to nominate their favorite hero. We've focused on our Milwaukee blogs, on a variety of stories about amazing, wonderful Milwaukeeans who are on our front lines. And in this hero project, we've also been able to engage the youth in our community because Ken Brown, whose work it reminds me of stained glass windows, uh,
Wow.
created these coloring pages for children. So we've got some contesting going on around that as well. So again, just all these beautifully layered elements that just bring all these different various components of the community together. So, but those murals, especially now when we can all safely be outside and we can go for
Yes.
walks, we'll take our dogs out and our grandkids out, we can see all of these beautiful murals that we have in downtown Milwaukee.
Yeah, they're so cool. And talking about being outside, so the West Wisconsin Avenue development, which is called Westown, I mean, again, this is an area of downtown that for so long has just
Yeah,
been like the dreadful topic of what's happening there. And now, look, it's like booming
yeah,
and so exciting. Things like the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, at Warner Theater, the Third Street Market Hall, Wisconsin Center expansion. I mean, it is simply incredible. I think I read that there are 2,000 plus new residential units since 2015, which makes
yeah,
Westtown the fastest growing downtown neighborhood, and over $1 billion of recently completed or under construction investment in Wisconsin or in Westtown. I mean, the things that are happening there are so incredible.
yeah. It takes your breath away. And the beauty is, all of these developers, the new owners of 310W, Hub 640, the work under Marty Brooks and the board of directors of the Wisconsin Center District, and, bringing forward the next iteration of the Wisconsin Center District, our convention facility. I love the work that has been invested in the Avenue. It has been really phenomenal to see the energy and the vibrancy that's happening on West Wisconsin Avenue. And Stacy Calise, who runs the Westown Association, and Megan over there, they do such a phenomenal job. And what I love is this the collaboration that has been happening. And I attribute so much of this energy to Steve Chernoff. The mayor created Wisconsin Avenue, Milwaukee, if you remember.
Yeah.
It was called WAM DC. And they brought together a whole group of leaders from around the community and really looked at what is it that we can do. We have this beautiful product. We have these beautiful buildings. We've got this great built environment. Milwaukee, with their great work of the night markets and just bringing the community together in the middle of Wisconsin Avenue, our major arterial, they proved that this could be a great gathering place. And then with the investors who have really come forward and invested in those buildings and developments on West Wisconsin Avenue. And oh my God, did you see the new blade sign that just went up on the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra's building last week?
Yes, I have it. I
You know,
have it. It's so cool.
oh yes, on cue. That's phenomenal.
Hey,
Really.
we're no joke here, Beth.
Like seriously, I'm telling you, it just gives me so much hope and joy because we might have hit the pause button, David, but look at what is happening. Look at what is happening in Westown. Look at what is happening in downtown. And what happens in downtown, it's indicative of what's going to happen in our city, our county, our region, our state, and just all of these believers and investors and people who put their money where their mouth is
Yes.
and have just invested so much time, effort, and energy to make our community as exciting as it is.
So cool. Now, I know there's so many things to do downtown. We can live downtown, work downtown, have fun downtown, get around downtown. So
Right.
how are things going with the hop? How has that impacted downtown?
Well, the hop has been phenomenal. It has been a great experience. I love it because, for those of us who work downtown and live within, a mile of downtown, it is a fabulous way of getting around and getting connected. The other thing is, I have so many friends and family members who don't live in the city of Milwaukee. And when they come to visit, it's really just a fun way to showcase all of our neighborhoods, Easttown, Westtown, Third Ward. So it is a phenomenal investment in our infrastructure. I try and help people understand, just like our roads that connect people, public transportation is critical and it's key. And we know when people make choices about where they're going to live and where they're going to work, they want options to be connected. And in downtown Milwaukee, there are so many ways you can be connected. Bubbler bikes. David, you are brilliant. It's almost like we had this scripted, but bubbler bikes are a great way of getting around, and you can even enjoy bubbler bikes right now and still physically distance while you're being connected to the community. I'm really looking forward to the bus rapid transit that's going to be coming in downtown
Mm.
Milwaukee. And as you probably know, downtown has a walk score of 93, which what does that really mean? It means that it's a great place to walk. You don't really need much. You've got your grocery stores, you've got your coffee shops, you have your fabulous restaurants, you have your medical services, you have your job, you have green space, you have pathways, you have bikeways. There's so many things, arts and culturally, that you can do, and it's all connected right here in downtown Milwaukee.
It's just so awesome just to see everything that's happening. So one of the things that I want to make sure we give a shout out to is, I think, a super, super great way to be connected with all of you. And this is MKE It, Make It Downtown, which is a
Yeah.
blog that you all have going. But there's so many great things for people to learn from this blog. I encourage everyone to check it out. And this is best to find on your website, Beth?
Yes, it is milwaukeedowntown.com, and it's right there on the front page if you scroll down. And I love these stories. These are phenomenal stories, David, about everyday Milwaukeeans, the bike courier, the bus driver. Last week was Public Works Appreciation Week, and we have so many people behind the scenes who are doing so many great things to keep our city clean and safe and friendly. We had the opportunity to showcase the work that our public works employees are doing, our
Yeah.
small businesses that are opening up. So, and the other thing I love about it, these blogs primarily are written by two of our interns, Claire Barton and Claire Neville. And it's fun because they're recent college grads, which shout out to them because they didn't get to walk across the stage, but they've done a really great
Yeah.
job capturing these beautiful stories through these blogs. So yeah, get out there and read them. And if you've got ideas, let us know if you want us to cover some more stories in our Make It Downtown blog series.
Yeah, I call it the heart and soul of what you guys are doing because the stories are absolutely phenomenal. Here it is on the screen where you can find that blog on their website. Your team's really good, Beth. They're watching and telling me what to do.
Oh yeah, Erica. That's Erica Chang, our marketing events and social media director. She's all over it.
I love it. So real
Yeah.
quick before we have to go, I could talk to you forever, but real quick, I know one of the things that is constantly on our mind, especially with people that are focused on the city, is the DNC. Of course, like you said, uncertainty is really the only thing certain right now, and we really, still don't know what possibly might happen. What are you thinking about right now in regards to the DNC?
Well, I think regardless of what happens, DNC could come here tomorrow and we would be ready. That is just Milwaukee. That's the power of Milwaukee. That is the work ethic of Milwaukee. That is the Milwaukee that we know that is very focused on hospitality and customer care. And even with this pivot, I have been astounded, even though I'm not surprised, but just the way our small businesses are coming up with innovative approaches. We're going to be ready to serve our customers of the DNC. We are going to do it in a way that we are going to take care of our employees. We're going to take care of our guests. We're going to take care of our customers. I wish I knew what it was going to look like. I really, really do.
Yeah.
But I do know every business owner, all of our leaders, our policymakers, our entire community, we will make the best of it. And we can't control the decision that is made, but we will be able to control how we respond to that decision that's made. And I'm 100% certain that Milwaukee will shine in many, many ways through the DNC and beyond as we move forward through this pandemic.
Yeah, well, Beth, Rose says hi. Tracy Johnson says hi. So many great people are loving what you have to say. And I just have to say, I am so grateful on behalf of so many people in our city and our state and community in general. We are so appreciative of what you and your team are doing. Whatever happens with the DNC, like you said, what is happening downtown and in our city is a showcase beyond many cities. And there's so much to be proud of. And I just think that your passion, your leadership, your dedication is so inspiring and it's admirable beyond measure. And we're so happy that you are the face and superhero of our downtown.
Oh. Well, shout out to
We
my team
are.
who lifts me up every single day, and to people like you, David, because our city is so full of believers and innovators. And you know what? We're going to stand together through this and get through this and shine brighter than ever.
It's so true. And I've loved our time together. Thank you again for saying yes. You've got the flowers, I've got the butterflies, and we'll be together soon.
I hope so. I really do. Looking forward to it, David. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Beth. I'll see you downtown real soon. Take care. So this is so great. I cannot wait. We're following up downtown with just another fabulous, fabulous lady. And I just think as a business owner, as an industry person, and as a friend, she is just phenomenal. So my friend Julie from Indulgence Chocolatiers is here to tell us about all things chocolate. Hey, Julie.
Hey David, how are you?
I am doing so great. I'm glad it's Friday. I get to talk to you and Beth, and now tell everyone about your amazing chocolate. I'm a chocolate lover. I mean, every day I'm eating chocolate, which I probably shouldn't admit, but to you it's okay.
Totally okay.
So I'm so glad you're here. So as the owner of Indulgence Chocolatiers, first and foremost, I want to make sure that viewers know indulgencechocolatiers.com, everything about your fabulous chocolates, locations, and things going on, people can find there. So make sure to check that out. But, tell us, how did this all come to be? How did you start this business and what inspired you?
Oh, sure. So kind of a backwards way of getting into chocolate, and I guess I never would have thought I'd end up where I am now when I started this all out. But I got into chocolate after backpacking through Europe. So I'll back up a little more. I had joined the Army to put myself through school so I could go to college. And after I finished with training for the Army and in deployment, I had some time off, which is when I decided to backpack through Europe. And while I was over there, it just struck me how wonderful their food was, and in particular, chocolate. And everywhere I went, I would look for a chocolate store to go visit, and I would talk to them about what it was they were making, how they made it, ingredients they were using. And I loved the presentation of it. I loved the innovation, the use of local ingredients, and just the fact that there were people who were so enthusiastic about what they were doing and knowledgeable. It was such a cool experience. And when I got back here to Milwaukee to go to UWM, I didn't see anything like that in the area. So all through my studies at UWM, I went there for music education. I kept thinking, well, could I start a chocolate company? And by my senior year, I decided to go for it. So have been making chocolate now for 12 years. And as you might have heard, I don't have a culinary background or a business background, but I really have always enjoyed learning and trying new ingredients, like new techniques. And I've been fortunate as we've grown from just myself the first couple of years to be able to work with some really talented pastry chefs and people here in our kitchen. So, yeah.
It's such a cool story. One of the things I love about your story is, well, one, the military, the backpacking in Europe, which I think is fabulous. But just the idea that it's such an inspiration that if you have a passion for something, if something is meant to be what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're the pastry chef or knew how to make chocolate to begin with. But look it's just turned into something so wonderful, and it's really a testament to follow your passion, because it's going to happen if it's right. And you founded your business in 2007, and I was sharing before we came on that I remember one of my first memories with you was going to your shop in Waukesha, and your firstborn daughter was in the playpen, and you were doing that great balance of mom and business owner and chocolatier, and it was such a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning, I won't lie, the first few years were challenging to say the least. So when you visited me, it was the original, what we called kitchen baby. I brought both my daughters to work because you have to when you're a small new business. You don't have a lot of options. And so it was juggling, trying to take care of her and then get this business off the ground. And I do not miss the insane hours I worked those first few years at all anymore.
Oh, man. And
But
now your
totally
locations. Yeah, absolutely. And now your locations, you have South 2nd Street, and you have a location in East Tosa, in Shorewood. And I know we can find you at grocery stores, restaurants, bars, and even online ordering, right?
Yeah, so we have 3 stores. One, like you had mentioned, in Walker's Point, and that's where we make everything. So it's a kitchen, retail store, and pairing bar, one in Shorewood and one in Tosa. The one in Shorewood and Tosa both have a similar concept. They're classic chocolate boutiques, and then we also do carry Purple Door ice cream. So, nice and busy with the ice cream portion in the summer. Of course, right now our operation's a little bit different, as like every business we've had to pivot quite a bit with what we're doing. So it's been a lot more focused on our online sales, and then we are doing curbside out of our Walker's Point location, and then virtual wine and chocolate, or cocktails and chocolate pairings that I've been doing here out of my home too.
So I love this. Okay, this is so cool. So the virtual pairings that you talked about, wine and chocolate pairings. So what happens? A customer comes and picks up the chocolate, and tell us this experience, because there you are on the TV in someone's house as they're having this wine and chocolate. This is so fabulous. What is this all about?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the first week when everything had to shut down, my head was just spinning about like how to kind of track everything. But then immediately I thought, well, one, people who are home, they're a little bored, and we want to stay engaged with our customers. One of my favorite parts of the business has always been doing pairings, because you get to interact with people. It's how we form our relationships, and it's how people get connected with both us as a company and our chocolate. So wanted to come up with a way to do that. And the virtual pairings were what we came up with, which is someone can call and register for our pairings. So the first one we did was wines and chocolates. So we did 3 bottles of wine and then chocolates to go with each one. Enough chocolates for up to 4 people. Not that you need to gather 4 people. It was more so there's enough chocolate to go through the bottle of the wine. Even if you wanted to just by yourself do that 4 times. I think they're usually somewhere between $55 and $70, depending upon what sort of spirit it is we're featuring and what's on the menu. And call in, register, and then when you get down to our shop a day or 2 before the pairing, just give us a call and we open it up. Your order is set for you with your name labeled on the bar, and then we have people tune in on Wednesday nights, and I guide them through the pairing so that they can taste along. And what's great is that, one, you don't have to drive home, because that's always been, we've heard from a lot of people that was always their concern about driving home after this. And 2, if you can't make it at that specific time, because it's just posted on our Facebook page, whenever it's good for people are convenient, they can still follow along and get all the information on our pairings.
That's so cool. I know some friends that have done it and they've absolutely loved it. Before we go, one other thing that I'm super interested in is your ingredients and your flavors. I mean, super interesting things: rose petal, IPA, Mayan spice. I mean, there's so many unique things. I'm curious about 2 things. Like, what is your philosophy about ingredients? Because I know that you're super in tune with real ingredients, but also who comes up with the flavors?
Oh, okay. Well, first to touch on the ingredients, I mean, I think to most people, chocolate is just fun and it's this delicious confection, and I completely agree. But it's also something that has a huge impact in the world. And so we want to make sure that our chocolate that we're working with doesn't negatively impact the environment or people. And so all of the chocolate that we work with is 100% sustainably grown. Meaning that it's a lot of times there have been farms in Africa that have had trouble with just trying to produce as much of the cocoa as possible, and eventually the land becomes unworkable, which is why you often hear that the cocoa market's so volatile. So it does 2 things: 1, more environmentally friendly to use sustainable chocolate, but 2, it keeps our chocolate market more even for us. Because we know it's being farmed sustainably. But the other side of it is the people side of it, which is the biggest part, and not having our use of chocolate be at someone else's expense. So the chocolate that we do work with, not always fair trade certified, because for small producers and small farmers, that certification process can be really cost prohibitive. And I don't get to have this conversation with every single person who considers buying our chocolate. So they might just see a chocolate bar that costs a couple dollars more on the market, and they're not realizing why that might be. But it's because we have social responsibility behind our chocolate, making sure that, you know, people are paid fair wages. There are cooperatives that help educate the farmers and future generations, and that, again, we don't have a negative environmental impact. So that being said, once we hit that criteria, we really try to work with a selection of chocolates from different parts of the world. And it's one of my favorite parts, is always getting in different chocolates and tasting them, and the characteristics that they pick up from the different places that they come from is just so much fun. And then from there, then we get to what flavors are we going to work with. So some of them, especially some of the original flavors, were my concepts, but like I said, I've brought in so many talented people, and if we're honest, the fun part is coming up with recipes, coming up with new concepts, because a lot of what we do is having to make so many of the same item over and over again, because that's what's going out the door. And so we look at new flavors super collaboratively. Our chocolatiers throw ideas out. We're coming up with kind of I'll announce it here. We're doing a
Yes.
summer brunch truffle box. So each of the 6 truffles will be a
Ooh.
different brunch theme. Again, just thinking about people being at home, what would be kind of fun? What will they enjoy having? So we're working on those flavors right now. And
Nice.
yeah, people just throw
That's
their
so
ideas in there.
cool.
And
Now, whoever came up with the s'mores bar, I just want to like be their best friend because I eat that s'mores bar and I'm just in heaven. And now I feel even better about eating it because you can enjoy your chocolate and feel good because, like you said, of all the care and attention that you put into it. And the other quick 2 things that I wanted to mention is I am always just fascinated by the detail of and the quality of your truffles. You can use them for gift boxes or favors at events, all kinds of things. I love giving them as hostess gifts, but the detail on each thing, the truffles, the labeling, the packaging, the little garnishes, I just think that really sets everything that you guys do way beyond everything else. So Julie, I am so excited for you. I love to have been a part in some way as an observer and a friend and an industry colleague on your journey to this point because everything has just, I know it's been a lot of work. It's been challenging. It has been a journey, but you've just handled it so beautifully and inspired so many people. And the things that you do are really fantastic and it tastes so good.
thank you. No, I'm so honored that we get to continue making chocolate for the people of Milwaukee and beyond. It's just really cool that they embraced it as much as I was hoping everybody would like our chocolate.
Yeah, it's so great. So thanks again for being here. I can't wait to be at the little bar in Walker's Point having in-person pairings. But for now, I might check it out virtually. And I just wish you all the best success. Enjoy your weekend. And I can't wait to see you soon. But
Well,
thanks for being here.
thanks, David. Take care.
All right, bye. Wow, that was so great. And I'm telling you, those chocolates, so good. So thank you for joining me on Friday. If you're like me, it's time to go outside and have some fun with the pup in the backyard. So thanks again to Beth and Julie, everyone at Downtown Milwaukee and Indulgence Chocolatiers. This was such a fun Friday, and I'm glad that you were all here. I want to give a quick plug for next week. This is what I am excited about. Next week, Thursday, June 4th. A lot of people have been wanting to talk to and to hear from Caitlin Cullen, who is from Tandem Restaurant. She is doing so many incredible things. It's unbelievable. So next Thursday, I'm talking to her. This is going to be just fantastic. I can't wait to see you then. There'll be other announcements about next week coming up. So stay tuned. But for now, thank you for joining me on DC Live. Enjoy your weekend and everybody take care and be well. Bye-bye.